Hey everyone, I wanted to talk to you today about Disney's new park reservation system. They are calling it Disney's Park Pass. So the Park Pass is needed to go to Disney World right now. In the past, you have been able to just go in and if you had a ticket, and that was that. Due to COVID, they are having a reservation system so that way they can lower their capacity of the amount of people to go in there to help promote social distancing. So, in order to get a park pass, you must have a ticket purchased. You can't just reserve a pass and if you don't have a ticket. Currently, as of yesterday, they were allowing those who already have their vacation booked, which means you already have a hotel reservation as well as you already have your ticket purchased. Tomorrow, they will be allowing annual pass holders to go in and make their reservations, and other ticket holders who do not have a hotel reservation. So let's say you had your tickets purchased, but you did not have a hotel booked. They wanted to let those who already have their hotel booked get first priority. So tomorrow, just ticket holders will be able to go and get theirs. And then 2 days after that, they will allow people to go in and book future vacations for 2021. So that means that if you wanted to try to go this fall and you did not already have that booked, currently you can't. They are basically waiting to see demand before they allow people to go ahead and book tickets to come for later this year. So that's the situation there. And I want to talk to you about how to book your park pass. So yesterday morning it launched and it was a little bit crazy. Unfortunately, Disney is known on launch days to have their website crash. So that means like in the past, whenever they've done their free dining plan promotion, the website would always crash. Or whatever, like new tickets go on sale for something, the website crashes. So unfortunately, this is a known thing. The Park Pass was supposed to launch at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time yesterday, which would be 6 a.m. Central Time for me, which is where I am. I'm in Central Time Zone. So me and my husband, we both woke up about 5:45, went and logged onto our computer. Also, just a note, you do need to use your computer. The app is not great for it, and I've heard that people who tried using their iPad or phone had bad luck as well. So we logged on at 5:45 and were anxiously awaiting. One of the tips that Disney said that you needed to have done already was to have your hotel reservation linked to your My Disney Experience, as well as your tickets. They needed to be linked to your My Disney Experience. So that way it would let you reserve your park pass. So we were ready. 6 a.m. came and went, and nothing happened. We got a picture of a pink castle, which is going to be the new Cinderella's castle. They are repainting it to be more pink instead of blue. And we saw that for a long time. And we kept refreshing. We tried using different browsers. It didn't work. So basically their website kind of was overloaded, and it was also delayed on the launch. So it actually was at least an hour and a half before it officially launched. So we were kind of anxiously awaiting by our computers for about an hour and a half, waiting to get our passes. So during that hour and a half time frame when we were refreshing and trying new things, at one point it said that we didn't have any tickets linked. That was really frustrating because we did have them linked, and I had checked the night before to make sure everything was good to go. If anyone else, I know we saw different pages that were their error pages. We saw one where Stitch ate the page, We saw one where the 7 dwarves were working on things to try to get it going, and then a good old error page. Then finally, after about an hour and a half, my husband got the Space Mountain page where there was a countdown. So we're thinking, oh great, we're waiting to do that. I looked on my computer. I finally got the countdown as well, though the countdown kept jumping up. So you will probably notice that too, where it would go down a minute and then jump back up 30 seconds and then do that over and over. So even though it started at 7 minutes, we probably were waiting for 15 minutes before we hit 0. Now, when my husband got 0, he was able to go and reserve the park passes. When mine hit 0, I went back to the Pink Castle and had to start all over again. So, thank goodness I had him doing this with me. Otherwise, I would have had to start the whole process over again. And I know a lot of people yesterday were waiting hours, 5, 7 hours, to get to the right screen to be able to make their park pass. So I can understand that would be very frustrating. So my husband, he was able to make our park passes. Now, what you do is you go day by day, and you're only able to do 1 park per day. Before, there was park hoppers, or if you're an annual pass holder, you could go to more than 1 park per day. Right now, while they're kind of seeing how everything goes, you can only do 1 park per day. So be sure to plan that out. As far as I know at this moment, we don't know how hard or easy that will be to change as it comes closer. It might be one of those things where if it's not full, they'll let you change it to a different park. But if it's already at capacity, they're not going to let you change, and you're locked into that park. So, and one thing that we had wondered about in advance was, is there going to be a certain time that they have you come? Well, the answer is no. All it did was tell us the park hours for the day, and that's when we could go. So, for example, I think Magic Kingdom was open, it says to be open 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., so we can go at any time. Another question was, well, what if I leave? I need to go back to the room and take a nap, change clothes, go have a dinner reservation. Can I come back into the park? Yes, you can get back into the same park that you had a reservation for. You just can't go to a different park. So we were able to make reservations for multiple parks. The only one that actually sold out was Hollywood Studios. And when I say sold out, I mean all the reservations were taken. Only Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom will be opening on July 11th. That'll be the only 2 parks open for the 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th. Epcot and Hollywood Studios will be opening on the 15th and then open from that day on. The Hollywood Studios was fully reserved for the 15th, 16th, and I think the 17th as well. Now, those were all booked by people who already had hotel reservations. I was a little surprised that Hollywood Studios was already grabbed up so fast. I don't know if they're going to open up, if they tried to save a little chunk for the other ticket holders, or what their plan is exactly on that, or it's just fully booked already for those dates. So we're going to, I guess, find out tomorrow on how that'll look, if they'll open up any more. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't, and it's already at their full reduced capacity, which is probably going to be about 30% of park capacity. And when we were thinking about it, it kind of makes sense that Hollywood Studios was the only one to fill up, or it filled up first, because it is the smallest park as far as being able to spread people out. It has the lowest capacity anyway of being able to for attendance, and Disney announced what attractions were going to be open and what attractions will be closed upon the reopening. And Hollywood Studios was really wiped out as far as attractions that will be closed. Rides, it seems, will still be open, but half that park are shows. And pretty much almost all the shows are canceled and will not be opening. So that is the Beauty and the Beast show, the Voyage of the Little Mermaid show, the Frozen Sing-Along, and I think Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular, as well as the nighttime show Fantasmic. They will all not be opening and running upon the opening of the parks again. So it kind of makes sense because there's less things for people to do for them to have such a reduced capacity. The rides that will still be open are Rock and Roller Coaster, Tower of Terror, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, that's the newest attraction. The rides in Star Wars, Galaxy's Edge, which is Rise of the Resistance, and Smuggler's Run. Also, the rides in Toy Story Land, which is Midway Mania, Alien Swirling Saucers, and Slinky Dog Dash. So there are still rides to do, but a large part of that park are shows and other character experiences. So that will be closed. Now, I'm going to show you a quick little walkthrough through screenshots of what it was like for us to book our park passes. So you'll see that we finally got the countdown clock. That's with the Space Mountain. So once you see that, hopefully you're almost there. And just watch that clock because it does keep jumping, but be ready whenever it finally goes to the next screen. That next screen is where you're going to pick your party. You will see that we have picked, it's myself, my husband, and my daughter. My youngest is in that 2 and under category, so he does not have to have a park pass because he doesn't have a ticket. When they're 2 and under, they still get in for free. So you pick your party. Do not select a member of your party who is 2 and under, because then that will kick you out and you will potentially have to start all over. So just pick the members of your party that have a ticket. Then it'll go to the next screen, which is a calendar. If you see green, that means all parks are available. If you see yellow, that means some parks are available. And if it's grayed out, that means no parks are available. So again, so green means all parks available. So Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, Epcot, and Animal Kingdom. And then you can kind of highlight over or click on it, that yellow, if you see a yellow one, and it'll tell you which parks are closed. So like the 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, it's going to be yellow because Epcot and Hollywood Studios will not have opened yet. And then if it's yellow past that point, that means parks have already reached their capacity, or their capacity for the reservations. And so you'll see on the 15th, 16th, how it's yellowed out because Hollywood Studios is already at capacity. After you select and confirm the park that you want for that day, you go on and move to the next day. But you just confirm for the day, and then you can hit like continue making selections, and then you go to the next day. So unlike a fast pass, you can't pick something and then save it, confirm it, and then try to look and see what else is available. I mean, you can see what's available, but it's going to make you cancel your old park pass before letting you make a new one. So be sure you know what you want, so that way you don't risk canceling it and then losing out on everything, and then you don't get in it all that day. After you get all of your reservations, go to your My Plans and your My Disney Experience and make sure that they are there. You should see one park for each day, and it should say the number of guests that you have. I can show you mine as well. Here it is. So you'll see how it says like Magic Kingdom, 3 guests. Even though there's 4 members of my party, there's only 3 ticket holders, so that's okay. Then I would screenshot that just in case they disappear. You need to screenshot it to show that you have those and you had those confirmed. It's been known to happen where things disappear off of people's My Disney Experience or off of their plans. So it's good to have that just as a backup, and hopefully they can make it right. A few tips for troubleshooting if you're having a hard time. Browse in incognito mode if you're using Google Chrome or a private browser. That's been known to help a little bit. I used Google Chrome whenever I was making my Park Pass reservations. We were one of the lucky ones in that within 15, 20 minutes of launching, we were able to have our reservations and we were done. That is not the case for the vast majority of people. I heard lots of people who waited 3+ hours after it launched to get their reservation because they kept getting kicked out. So be sure, I'm going to drop a link in the description so that way you can click on it and hopefully it'll take you to the correct page, and that might help divert some of the issues. Because for me, and I know a lot of other people, it would log them out and you'd have to log back in and it would kind of start everything back over. The other thing that I've heard that helps is if you use Microsoft Edge as your browser, or Disney seems to like Microsoft, their browser does. We used Chrome and it worked, but I've heard a lot of people had a lot better success with Edge, or like even Firefox. Now, I will add, I don't believe that it's going to be such an issue to get your park passes 1, 2, 3 weeks from now going forward. I think it was only this bad. It's only this bad on launch days. So yesterday, whenever it opened to those who have hotel reservations and tickets, tomorrow it'll be bad because it'll go to everyone who does not have a hotel reservation but does have a ticket. And then on Friday, it'll open for everyone else. So that way you can buy your tickets if you do not already have them, book hotels if you don't already have them, and then you would be able to reserve your passes. So really, the only 2 days left that it's probably going to be really bad is Wednesday and Friday. Otherwise, you should be good. It shouldn't be that bad, hopefully. So I hope that this was really helpful for you and that you're able to get the park reservation that you want. And I will be back soon with more tips. Thanks.